how do you guys look at the new devices? Talk about the iPad. What do you see as the most promising? These smartphones. Each of you. Mark, why don't we start very briefly, Mark?
Yeah, I think the mobile category is the most important. I mean, you can layer location onto a device. I think people are less picky about watching good content on small devices. It's part of the culture that we live in. Jury's still out for me on the iPad. So
because
it's big. It's a third device. I already have to carry 2 or 3, I guess. So I don't know. I mean, I think that will be. I don't know. I anticipate that will be the recreation of the print business more than the evolution of the online video business. But
it is pretty.
Still out. Yeah.
Anthony.
I think the iPad actually looks very cool. I think the challenge we have as publishers is to think about, are all these things actually converging? So from a standpoint of us supporting, are these actually different platforms, or are we actually sending it from one head end and it gets to be delivered on all these different devices in a different way? I think that, for us, thinking about now supporting Flash and HTML5 or whatever we need, that's going to be actually more cost, and it's something I don't think anyone's actually talked about, but it will become more of an issue.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing I'm most excited about is the smartphone as well. I mean, after trying to get things going in mobile for many, many years at Yahoo and just all the different technologies and handsets and DRMs, it's great just now to have such an interactive platform where you can really fulfill the promise for the user. So, if it's a smartphone, the same thing happens on an iPad, and it's a different size, so be it. I just think it's exciting to see those level of platforms on a mobile finally.
Where you can show off anything.
Yeah, and you can, there are these issues with, the different codecs and so forth, but at least it's down to hopefully 2 or 3. I mean, it was just crazy 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, the grids you would have to create about the penetration of the different devices and what platform everybody was on and how you're going to deliver it. You just stopped trying and, focused on the web. So I think it's speeding up innovation a ton now.
Brian?
Sure. I'm glad we're actually talking about this. I think that, for us at least, we look at the iPhone as probably the most significant breakthrough we've had in local media in many, many years. And it's what we're most excited about, not just the iPhone, but smartphones in general. The combination of location awareness and immediacy and the tie-in to sharing in communities for us is really how we can build up our own products and services that make us relevant in this environment where large national brands can offer local services as well. So we're increasingly putting in, let me put it differently, we're putting as much development resources against smartphone development as we are in PC.
All of them? Which ones?
We're focusing right now on iPhone and Android, but we're thinking of BlackBerry is a little bit TBD.
Mm-hmm. Because just people aren't using it.
I mean, just people are using it. It's a different experience. I think the developer community is not as focused on it for obvious reasons. So we're putting a lot of effort and a lot of our putting a lot of whatever it is in that side. It's eggs in the basket of smartphones.
Right. And what about all the tablets? Not just the iPad, but all of them. There's like 7 of them coming out.
Yeah. I mean, we're anything that's mobile, anything that you can take with you, we think is highly important. I do think though that at least for local, the idea of something being a phone and something you can put in your pocket and take with you and use on the subway or get out of the subway and then get back onto connectivity is incredibly important.
Jennifer? What do you? Not the iPad. Well, it's really pretty.
It's pretty. I think that it's interesting to me. I mean, obviously, I think that smartphones are really important, and I think we're really excited as a platform to start being able to offer a consistent platform to help you navigate the fragmentation, navigate the content protection, navigate the codecs and stuff like that. I have to tell you, I think this is the longest conversation on this topic in a room of media executives I've had that somebody hasn't talked about the connected living room. Mm-hmm. And
the connected living room.
The connected living room.
Another thing I visited many times.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's interesting. I mean, if you read the stats, people anticipate that network-enabled devices in the living room are going to outsell PCs 6 to 1 over the course of the next year.
Still not connected, though.
Yeah. So I think
there should be like a thing on the Jason Killar said there should just be some empty screen on a wall that you can do anything you want with, like versus a television.
Yeah, and I think
it was like you just plug in whatever the heck you want.
And I think that
dream.
actually, and that may be where you plug your smartphone in and that powers it. But I think that. I think the most important thing is being able to find an easy way to connect with your users wherever they should choose to consume your content in whatever form they choose to consume your content. On a PC, they're going to watch a longer form piece of content. If you're going to consume something on a device, it's going to be snack oriented. And I think that, one of our hopes is that we can offer that consistent platform.
What is the timing of that? Because I literally spent 7 hours this past weekend with trying to figure out the TiVo Netflix. It was a horror show and ended in tears.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
In terms of network-enabled devices and stuff like that, you are starting to see many of them powered with, wireless connectivity, browsers, app stores, stuff like that. I anticipate you'll start seeing distribution of the Flash platform pretty consistently
on
in the living room.
TVs.
Yeah, on TVs, and also media extenders by the end of this year.
Jennifer, you're not going to crash my TV, are you?
I'm not going to
make it whirl,
No,
heat
I'm not
up,
make
and
it whirl.
fall off the wall. Okay.
No.